What's up, guys? Stock here with another round of vlogs. This one comes from my heart personally. Talked about it a lot. Gonna share with you guys. It's on the topic of value. What does that mean? And how is that so important to us? So I guess for me personally, value is something that encompasses life. It's a part of our lives. It constantly shapes our relationships with our friends and family, with our bonds with, our loved ones, whether it's platonic or romantic. And what's the importance of that? I mean, simply put, if we're talking about people that we work with, or people that are outside of work, or people that, you know, we live with at home, it's what we do. It's who we are. It's our base level of what we can offer people. So when you're looking at somebody platonically and you want to be friends with them, what is stopping us from doing that? What are we thinking about or not thinking about? Quite simply put, it's when we talk about the bond or relationship that we could start with them. When we turn it this way and we look at the other person, what are we thinking? What they offer to us. What can they put on the table that makes me want to be their friend? So important, valuable. And of course, when we get older in our age, like me, I'm an old guy. I'm 25. I'm getting up there already. And at that point in time, you know, by that age, we already know a lot of technicalities that we didn't know when we were, growing up, that make building bonds and relationships so much more difficult than how they were before, where it was just simply off of, the same music, or we dress the same way, or we hang out in the same group, let's be friends. Now, when we get older as adults, we start to realize that there's a lot more technicalities that, oh, that was a burp, sorry, excuse me, that apply to this relationship game, this platonic or romantic relationship game that we have or don't have. A lot of times it comes down to who we are as human beings, what comprises us, and where we're at in our lives. And of course, when we try to think of it that way, we try not to think of it that way because that makes it more complex than what it is. But in reality, that's what a lot of us look at. That's what a lot of us look for subconsciously. When we're looking at somebody else and we're thinking, why do they not want to be friends with me? Or why do they seem like they're being friendly, but in terms of being friends with them, it's not happening? Well, if you put it very simply, it's probably because of what you're giving off, where you're at, or what you're doing with your life, or the activities that you're doing. Doesn't match your age. Do you have enough stuff to offer a relationship with that person that makes it valuable enough for them to want to build that bond with you? It's not so simply as, man, they're being very, very shallow or surface level, and, you know, they just don't like me because of this, this, or this. And it's unhealthy to think of it that way when you don't, first of all, really know that that's what it is and that's what's going on in their head. Second of all, it's a very bad habit to scapegoat things, because then it takes away your ability and power. It's very hot in summertime. Forgive me. Very sweaty. It takes away your ability and power to constantly look into yourself and see what you have, what needs to get worked on, what needs to get revamped or modified, and what needs to get taken away because it's pretty much useless by this time in your life, and ultimately work on it. Things that will inhibit your growth process, and in doing so growing your value, in essence, is one, pride and ego. Do not let that get in your way. Do not let that inhibit your abilities to create new bonds with people, to create new friendships, and to upkeep what you already have, because that just sucks. That's just terrible. We need to admit that when our pride and egos get in the way, to call it as it is. I'm getting prideful and egoful about this, or it's making me say these things and making me act the way I am. Two, let's not get angry about things. Anger is a bad thing because even though we all have it, the inability to control it or have it on and off switch, as I personally like to call it, is also very detrimental to whether or not things will succeed or they will fail. People don't like to be around people who are angry, or people who constantly make up excuses, point fingers, and can't say when it's their fault. Three, let's remember that constantly focusing on ourselves and revamping and upgrading and modifying ourselves is kind of like how people in Japan love to modify and upgrade their cars. They're always trying to find that better part, always trying to make it look better, always trying to make it look different than somebody else. Which is kind of the same way. We should take our minds and our bodies, not only physically and exteriorly, not only the way we dress materialistically, but knowledge-wise, intellect-wise, and consistently keep growing it. Keep making it better. Keep making it more valuable. That way when people see us, they have less reasons not to want to form or forge this relationship with you, you know? And I find that that's very, very important and a great way to ensure your success with relationships to come. But for now, this is Sadaki saying, please don't stop growing. Please keep growing and becoming better and stronger and smarter people than we were yesterday, tomorrow. And over again, keep that process going. So for now, stay funky brass monkey, stay chill kimosabi, and we'll see you when we'll see you, or I'll see you when you see me. Yeah. Shoots.